All right, next game we're talking about San Francisco 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. San Francisco wins this one 22-19 here. Top 5 graded players that we have here for the 49ers. Safety Jalen Mahoney with a 91.4 at the top of the list. Quarterback Brock Purdy. Whew, looked pretty good, Dalton. 90.5 overall grade in this one. Cornerback Chase Lucas with an 86.4. Gator great wide receiver Demarcus Robinson with an 84.9. And then wide receiver Robbie Chosen with a 79.4. Artist formerly known as Robbie Anderson, of course. Las Vegas Raiders. Safety Jeremy Chin, at the very top of this list, a 92.5. Good to see the newcomer making a difference there early on. Tight end Brock Bowers doing what he does best with a 90.0. Quarterback Geno Smith, 85.5. Tight end Carter Runyon with an 83.1. And then quarterback Aiden O'Connell with an 81.2 as well. Don't often get 2 quarterbacks in the top 5. Good to see that. It's good to see that from them. By the way, before we start this one, and I go to you here, Dalton, for your first talking point, I saw Jordan Rodriguez, who does an incredible job covering the league for The Athletic. She came up with the nickname for Brock Bowers. Cause did you see that he followed in your footsteps and he just decided like, all right, I'm just gonna shave. Now you haven't gone like full Brock Bowers with it, but he totally shaved his head. It's totally clean shaven. And Jordan Rodriguez called him Flex Luthor, which I think is an unbelievable nickname for him as a flex tight end player, now with the completely bald head like Lex Luthor in the Superman comics. I just had to shout out Jordan Rodriguez for that one because I gave as many clapping emojis as I possibly could when I saw that one on Twitter. That one's unbelievable.
No, that's perfect. And as much as he's about to dominate the league for the next probably decade, I'm glad he could follow my lead. You know, it's just that's if you want you want to be elite. I'm just taking from our producer Quinn back there. I mean, it's really just it's working its way. The lineage it's gotten from him to me and now to Brock Bowers. That's the type of influence we want to have on this show for sure. I actually have I have another question. You know, how do you get to be chosen? Like, do I want I want to be chosen? Maybe. What are we getting chosen for?
I don't know if that's in the cards for you. I don't know if you could be. I don't know if you could be Dalton Chosen.
I can't get chosen. Okay.
No,
I certainly know. If it was a last name.
Actually, Chosen Wasserman actually sounds a little better. I could get down with that.
That could work. I don't know. I mean, you know? I get maybe. Should that be my third middle name? I already have two.
I think Chris has to call you that on the draft show. And then if he does, then we can officially sort of rename you. We could change all the lower thirds and you can change your Twitter handle. But I think Chris has to
Do I know what I'm getting chosen? What am I getting chosen for, though?
No, you're getting chosen by Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
okay.
He's choosing you. You know, like he's renaming you.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how it goes.
Oh, all right.
At least around here, I think.
All right, we'll work on that. We got a long way to go. We'll work on that. For sure.
I don't know if
Flex
I am
Luthor,
work on that, but maybe you could work on that.
Okay.
Who are we talking about in this game? Who you got?
What did I have? Oh, the star of the show, of course, the highlight everyone loved, Ashton Jeanty. Look, last week, everybody freaking out. 3 carries, -1 yard. He's a bust. This is the worst 6 overall pick ever. He wasn't playing behind the starting offensive line last week, or at least not most of it. Starting offensive line this week. 7 carries, 33 yards, touchdown, 77 rushing grade. Ran over Diamonor de Lenore. That's the big highlight. Everybody was talking about the explosive run. You could even see on the one short reception he had. Ashton Jeanty's going to bring a level of physicality to this running back room that just did not exist last year. And wait till they really start blowing holes open in Chip Kelly's system in the regular season, and he gets in the open field. And you can see the speed as well. I would be surprised if he wasn't close to everything that we've seen at Boise State. I know he was the most dominant back. He had one of the most dominant seasons we've ever seen last year, but Chip Kelly wants to run the football. You can see the weapons in the passing game, and obviously Geno Smith with the arm that's going to open things up for him down low because you have to respect this team vertically. You know, obviously Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, Dante Thornton, Jack Besh, all of that on the outside, but Jeanty in the run game is going to be an absolute horse. And anybody that was doubting that after 3 carries in the first week of preseason, relax, please. Like it's going to be fine. I mean, he's a freak. I mean, this is why he got taken 6 overall. I know it's a small sample, but the physicality, the yards after contact, the power, and the speed that he's going to run with, he's going to be fantastic. I'm a huge fan of him, and I'm glad we got to see him behind the Raiders' starting offensive line this week.
Yeah, not worried about Ashton Jeanty at all whatsoever. You know, I'll be worried about Ashton Jeanty entering year 3 of his NFL career if he is underwhelming through the first 2 years. Certainly not through one preseason game.
People did the same thing with Bijan Robinson after his rookie year when he actually just didn't get enough carries, and then look what he does last year, and he's like a top 3 or 4 back in football. I mean, yeah, can we just let the kid play? Honestly, I know he's a 6th overall pick, and Robinson had the same thing. He was 8th overall, but just let him eat for a bit. Watch what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch with this offense.
I think the biggest takeaway here from the 49ers side of things is that Brock Purdy looked great. I mean, Brock Purdy looked like he normally does. Cool, calm, collected. He had the big time throw over the middle. I mean, he looked great. But outside of Brock Purdy, I think that Chase Lucas playing really well is really nice for this team because they've got some young guys that are fighting for some spots. Upton Stout, Renardo Green. Okay, they have Diamador Lenore, who has played on the outside. He's played in the slot. Where do you best align him with those other guys there? And I think that Chase Lucas, who comes over from Detroit, he is showing that, okay, like he could be a factor here as well because Lenore played really well as a slot corner last year. But when you have a guy like Lucas who is playing this well, especially in man coverage situations, I felt like when he was matched up in man coverage, in the slot specifically, he played really, really well. 88.5 overall grade so far this preseason, 87.0 run defense grade, and that 83.0 coverage grade as well. He had a pick and a sack this past game against the Raiders. I think he's really good slot depth, and he's somebody who gives them a lot of versatility and allows them to sort of use Diamador Lenore wherever he fits best, whatever gets the best cornerback group for San Francisco this season. So him playing really well, him having a little bit of experience, and I don't want to call him like a seasoned vet. He's only been in the league a couple of years, but him having that experience, I think is really good to lean on because it could very well be a starting cornerback group going into the season of, Renardo Green's on the outside, Diamador Lenore's on the outside, Chase Lucas might be on the inside in the slot, unless I'm forgetting somebody else. If I am, I apologize. But it could very well be that starting lineup and that starting trio there with how good that Chase Lucas is playing this preseason. So he's definitely making a difference, which is good to see.